We're talking Game of Thrones, Season 8, Episode 3, Battle of Winterfell, and we're talking spoilers. And I guess the biggest spoiler is straight from Lord of the Rings.
No man can kill me. Die now.
I am no man.
I am no man. Wow! So we had two of those moments. Two. In that battle. Overall, I like the episode, by the way. I just want to throw that out there. Somebody, God, no, I thought it was really good. The thing with Bran, telling Theon he's a good man. I was like, even everything up to then, I was like, if people are apologizing to Bran, like, I'm sorry I didn't protect you well. It's like he can see the future, right? That's why I was saying at the end of this, what this is culminating to is either the Night King is gonna bend the knee to Bran when he gets there, which would have been dope. I was like, is he gonna do that? Or Bran knows what's gonna happen. He's in the right place because he can see the future. And that last stand by Theon was the thing that gave him just enough time. Your mistakes brought you to exactly where you're supposed to be. By the way, that's humanity. As long as you're willing to learn from your mistakes, you can become a better person. Every single human being on this planet has the opportunity to become a better person if you're willing to admit your own flaws.
I wish.
And it's not always an easy thing to do. It's not always an easy thing to
Everything you did,
but
you
that's why I really like when Bran was like, your mistakes, because he's like, I'm sorry for my mistakes, and Bran's like, your mistakes led you to here. Whatever you've done in the past, right now, whenever you're watching this, now is now. You have the opportunity to take what you've learned and go forward. And I think that that's a really great thing, and I think they got that through in this episode. Tons of Lord of the Rings. Like, I was just the whole time, I was like, Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Rings. The way is shut. It was made by those who are dead, and the dead keep it. Some people, I think this was a anticlimactic end to the whole Night King's army, and they're like, well, what about the prince that was promised? Does that mean Arya's that? I'm like, how come that prophecy has to be, like, does that prophecy say that the prince who was promised would also slay the Night King? Is it possible there's more than one hero in this? I guarantee you there are, because we watched hordes of people die. Meanwhile, the heroes are still like, oh, I'm somehow still alive. Sam, there were so many times when they cut away from people. Okay, they cut away from Daenerys when she was about to get attacked by 3 people, and Jorah was about to get attacked by 1 person. So it's like, if you had continued that scene, it would have been the death of, but the next time we see him, oh, I guess he protected her. John running away from Sam because it's like, I have to do what's really important, even though, and then Sam later is like crying and still fine. It's like, there's no way that Sam should have made it through that. Even though other people saved him, and I kind of get that, their friend died. I saw that coming a mile away. I was like, oh, did he just save Sam? Well, that means that he's about to die. And then it was like, Sam! Can't kill Sam. Sam's probably the true hero of the entire thing. Just like Lord of the Rings. Just like Lord of the Rings. I mean, dragons come through and swoop it down. I think Tormund didn't get enough time. Although Jaime and Brienne had some very nice, there were some like gorgeous shots when they were protecting and fighting each other. Really well. Just me watching it, I enjoyed it. Clegane, Beric Dondarrion, very Jesus-like in his sacrifice to save others. Yeah, and I don't use that as a Christ theme. Christ used that as a human theme, sacrificing yourself for others. It's It's a good story. That's why you see it a lot. It's a good theme. But the fact that, you know, Jesus and the cross and that sacrifice is well known, that symbol gets used. But if you didn't see that, come on, you know, and then also that scene and another one, very much Boromir sacrificing himself, also to make up for his you know, misdeeds and things like that, but also just because, like,
Thank you.
the ring, and now I'm talking Lord of the Rings, but the ring corrupted Boromir. Boromir is a good man and wanted to do what's right, but men are weak. Anyone is susceptible to the power of the ring. That's why even Frodo and the hobbits show an awful resilience to its corruption. Even at the end of the thing, he gets corrupted by the ring. It's like this is a corrupting influence. And then when Frodo runs away, Boromir comes to his senses. He's like, "What did I do? What did I do? What have I done?" And because that's fear. Fear leads to anger, leads to hate. And it's all Star Wars. So, great Game of Thrones episode. Tell me your thoughts. There's a lot I didn't talk about. It was an hour and a half long. There's tons of stuff that we can talk about. If there's stuff you specifically want to talk about, you tell me in the comments so I know what to talk about. Overall, I just basically enjoyed it. I'm not mad about anything. No, I thought it was well done. I'm excited to see where they go from here. I don't feel gypped about the Night King, the Knights Army, and all that stuff. I either thought some people were going to escape, but they were overall going to lose, or they were going to win, and then the real fight is going to be against Cersei because they just beat the Night King, and that's great, but the devil you know, like, now she's going to use that to take over everything. And she didn't even have to go up there. That's smart on her part, right? Yeah. Eyes of blue. Arya was badass. I wonder how it's going to end. Because now it's the living versus the living. I think it was cool. I liked it. I feel like some people didn't have enough time, honestly. But maybe that just means that this wasn't their moment and their moment's going to be later. Like Gendry. I was like, Gendry didn't get enough time. Oh, but maybe this isn't where he's meant to shine, huh? And some other people, but very exciting. Very good. I liked Grey Worm had to shut the thing down on all his men. And he did it. Although I gotta say, the charge in the beginning, other than looking cool, why would you do that? Hey, this guy can raise people from the dead. Let's take this group of our army and throw it at him so that they'll inevitably die. What part of strategy? And they were original. Here's the thing. The Red Woman showed up, right? She wasn't there. So the flaming sword part of that plan wasn't even there. Their original plan was to charge with regular swords. But also, not enough have come. We don't have enough to defeat the tides of Mordor. Yeah, Lord of the Rings. Good stuff. I'm excited. Yeah. That's again the difference. After Endgame, I'm like interested to see what they're gonna do next. I'm not necessarily excited, but I'm like, what is this gonna mean? After this, I'm like, oh man, what's gonna happen next? What is going to happen next? After The Last Jedi, I'm like, why the fuck did any of that just happen? Who wrote this? Some sort of idiot who has no idea what the fuck Star Wars is? You dumbass piece of shit. Fan fiction, trash. And no, I can't just talk about Game of Thrones without talking about Star Wars. I had a great interview or conversation, not an interview. This is just a hashing it out, talking with Hoff Solo last night, and we talked all about Endgame and all about, and I kept bringing it back to Star Wars. He's like, and there it goes back to Star Wars again. I'm like, I can't help it. Like, yeah. But really, it just has to do with like the hero's journey and the monomyth. But the way that I can best express that to the most people is through Star Wars, because most people know Star Wars. And if they don't necessarily know hero's journey and stuff like that, then I can say, oh, these are the steps. That's so much explaining. Keep up the good work, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you out there.
Whoa! This is an unbreakable vase, dude! This is a joke.